What's up, guys? It's Simply Coco here, and welcome back to my channel. And here's another speed build. Don't forget to hit that like button, and also pretty please subscribe. I'm a new channel, and I would love your support. So this is a speed build, and I'm calling it contemporary, eco-friendly home. And I'm building in Windenburg. It's my first time ever building in Windenburg. I absolutely love it. I love Get Together. I love everything that comes with this pack. I've yet to try the whole club system because it's actually I just got this pack. I absolutely love it. So right now I am doing the exterior. This is a photo I found. I'm building from a reference photo that I found on Pinterest, but I can't show it to you because of the editing software I'm using doesn't allow me to layer one photo on top of another. I know that sucks, but I'm working on getting a better software. Speaking of the build and Pinterest, I'm actually starting a series on my channel called Simtress. So it's like Pinterest, but with Sim in front of it. And it's going to be basically me rebuilding houses from reference photos that I find on Pinterest. So this technically isn't episode 1 because it's not, but that will be coming. So right now, as you can see, I'm just doing the exterior of the build. It took kind of a long time to do. This is sped up at 16 times, but the exterior in itself probably took me an hour and a half because, as you can see, I had no idea what I wanted to do with the terrain paint. I knew I wanted this like path, and I had to go on YouTube how to turn the tiles. Because I have never done that before. I'm fairly new to building. I've been playing Sims though since Sims 2, like where you had to go into a store and buy it off of a shelf and put like 16 discs into your computer until it uploaded. I've been playing that long, but I never used to build. I didn't build in The Sims 2. I didn't build in The Sims 3. If I did, it was just a box with a roof and some stuff thrown in there. But lately, over the past year, I've really gotten like deep into the like Sims YouTube community, and that's like all I watch. And without even knowing it, I absorbed a lot of that information and those like techniques. And I don't know, it just kind of happened. But as you can see, I put those big hedges on the outside, and I didn't even realize it, but it kind of blended into like the entranceway to the lot. And I didn't realize that until later, but I love that. Now here I am doing the inside. It took me forever to figure out where to put the stairs because I wanted to put a landing. Because I've never done a landing before. The only time I've done one was in a community lot. It was a cafe. Yeah, it was a cafe. And I'll do a tour of that build actually here pretty soon. But I wanted to use one in a residential lot. And so I finally figured out what orientation it needed to be in and finally got it to work. That roof right there was clipping. And it was treating the roof as the wall on the inside. And I thought that was so weird. But I think I fixed it. And what it ended up being, it was the roof trim that I was using. Whichever roof trim I was using was making the wall of the roof be the wall on the inside of the house. And it wouldn't allow me to paint it the way I wanted to paint it. And it was just being glitchy. So if that happens to you, try changing what roof trim you're using, and that might do the trick. So as you can see, there was a skylight over this dining room part of the house, and there's also a skylight over the bathroom. The upper skylight the upper part of the house, that's going to be the bathroom to the bedroom. The bedroom is going to be the entire upper loft area. So the theme of this house was like this eco-friendly kind of situation. So I used a lot of woods as if they're like, I don't know if this is the right term, but as if they're like biodegradable, as if it's like biodegradable wood. I don't know if that's the right term, but it's like, you know, it's like the good stuff, like, I don't know. And then, as you can see, I use those wood floors. Everything ends up being wood toned. Everything else is white. So the color scheme is pretty much the light wood tone and white and green. Because as you can see, there's a green rug under the dining room table right now. That will change eventually. Not until much later in the video, though. I didn't know what counters I wanted to use. I wanted to use one that was white on the bottom and a brown top. And I really wanted to use the ones from Island Living, but they don't have any with a white bottom and a brown top. So I ended up going with these. But instead of using the all white swatch, I used the one with the white on top and the brown on the bottom, just to kind of make it not so bright, because it was so bright in here with the all white cabinetry or cabinets, counters. Eventually I do end up changing that color though to the lighter wood tone. Same counters, but I ended up changing it to the lighter version of that, because whenever I move on to the living room, I use some stuff that has the light wood tone in it, and it didn't match with the kitchen or the dining room. So I end up changing the kitchen to the lighter wood tone, and I end up changing the dining room chairs and the dining room table to the lighter wood tone. So yeah, like I said in like the last few of my speed builds, I love doing kitchens. This though was probably the most difficult kitchen. One reason, because of here, there are no cabinets that match the Island Living counters, and I will never understand that. But then I remembered there were these shelves from Island Living, and that's fine. That's what I ended up going with. I put shelves over here, but instead I ended up taking those down and putting one of the Island Living shelves to that side, as you just saw me do. Those jars with like the peppers in it is probably my favorite kitchen clutter object, period. I don't know why, but I just love them. I did give them a tea brewer and a coffee pot. The reason why I moved the tea brewer to the other side is because I remembered this paper towel holder that had the coffee like thing next to it, so I decided to put that next to the coffee pot instead. And I wanted the toilet paper to, not the toilet paper, Jesus Christ. I wanted the paper towels to be next to the sink, but I do end up moving the sink next to the what is that called? The stove. I didn't know if that was realistic or not, but I do know that some people do have their sinks on the island in the kitchen. So that's kind of what I was going for. I didn't know if it would be realistically next to the oven though. So let me know in the comments if you know anything like that. But then I am loading this house with plants, because obviously green is one of the colors in the color scheme that I'm going for. And the family that I imagine for this house, I imagine that it's a young couple, and they're not married, they're just boyfriend and girlfriend. And I imagine that the boyfriend is in construction, and he probably actually built this house, and then his girlfriend came and lived with him, and she was really into botany and gardening and stuff like that. I imagine her still being in college. I imagine her being in university. So you'll see later when I do their bedroom that I give her like a homework, like some homework books, and I put a backpack next to her end table. as you can see, I'm doing the living room. This is where I change the what is it called? This is where I changed the swatches to make everything the lighter wood tone. And then I added that TV from Tiny Living. I added that bookshelf from Tiny Living. I sized it down because I imagined it would still work because they don't actually like interact with the bookshelf. They just kind of grab a book out of midair. So I sized it down and assumed that it would still work. Now I'm just putting different things around, a whole lot of plants. I imagine the girlfriend would be in college to be a scientist. I know there's a botany career that might have even come with base game, but I want her, just for, in my mind, she's a scientist, but she focuses on like the ecosystem and plants and life, just, you know, stuff like that. And that's what I imagined for her. Obviously this is a 1-bedroom house. It has 2 bathrooms. The one I'm doing now actually is just a half bath, and it is their laundry room as well. All it has in it is a toilet and a basin to wash your hands. If you wanted to have a kid, you could possibly turn that into a child's room. I'm sure there's enough room in there for a single bed. The child just wouldn't have a lot to do. And the child would be able to just walk right upstairs into the parents' bedroom. But yes, it's a 1-bedroom house with 1.5 baths. Now I'm just going around and putting up curtains, and like I've said before, like I struggle like furnishing one room, finishing it, and then moving on. So with this one, I just kind of went floor by floor. I did the first floor first, finished it completely, besides a fire alarm and a thermostat, but I do put that in later. And then I move upstairs. I do the bathroom first just because, one, it's boring. It's the least fun thing to do. It's my least favorite thing to furnish/decorate. One, because I feel like there's not much to decorate it with. And then, like, 2, it's like, I don't know, your Sims, I don't know, they spend very little time in the bathroom, and there's not a whole lot of bathroom clutter objects. There's not a whole lot of, like, decorations that look good in the bathroom or that are like made for the bathroom. You know what we probably need? A bathroom stuff pack that's not custom content. I love, like, I don't know their names, but the ones that did the kitchen and the bathroom stuff pack, like, I absolutely love those items. I use them sometimes, but like, I mean, I personally prefer to just use what's in the game. And so I think EA needs to hire those people and put that bathroom stuff pack in the actual game. But I digress. Now I'm moving on to the actual bedroom. So I know that there's no other blue in the house, but this was the only bed that I was going to use that had green in it. All the other ones that had green in it I thought were absolutely disgusting, but this one was pretty, and I figured, you know, it looked like it was for a young couple. Then I thought they need clothes, so I gave them this closet, and then I took that blue lamp away and just put the tiny living lamp on the guy's side. So over here on the other side is the girl's side, and as you can see on her little like plushy end table, that's where her like homework clutter is, and I do end up putting a book bag there, as you can see now. Now I'm literally jumping back and forth. I'm cluttering up this the dresser, and then I wanted to put a computer overlooking the balcony, but it was too wide and they weren't gonna be able to get to the bathroom or the other side of the bed because of that ottoman that's in front of the bed. So I just put this, I think that desk is from Parenthood. It's not from Tiny Living because the Tiny Living one has the colors, but that one's from Parenthood, which actually works really well for small spaces. So I gave the boyfriend, I did give him a woodworking station because You know, he's gonna be in the construction career. I'm not sure if there's an actual construction career in The Sims. It might just be handiness. Like there might be I think there's a handiness career, but I don't think it's like, oh, it's construction. But you know, for Sims 4 anyway, we have to come up with our own storylines regardless. So yeah, then I decided to put these hedges out front and just move the planter boxes around to see, you know, just to kind of change things up. And now for literally the rest of the video, I'm just doing landscaping. I go into debug and I look for all of the get together trees that are around the place and I put them around the house. Like I said in one of my other videos, the best way to add natural looking landscaping to your lot is look what's around it and use that and use those things. So that's what I'm doing, and I pulled every single landscaping item except for what was there at the beginning. I pulled every single landscaping item out of debug. Like I've said it before, I hate debug. My eyes hurt from debug and it's just the worst, but I made it through. I really wanted to use vines going up on the house because I was like, well, it's an eco house, you know, it's eco-friendly. It's got to be very planty and all of this and overgrown and healthy and good for the earth and the environment. But I just wasn't getting it to work, and I didn't want it over the windows and stuff because I wanted the natural lighting. And so now I'm just adding terrain paint, forgot a mailbox, and the screenshots should be rolling here now or soon. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.